Right. Freeze them up. 7-2. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I don't think there's many teams that lose 7-2 after winning the league. But yeah, every dog has his day. We don't discriminate on this channel. You can support any other team you like. But if you support Liverpool, you might end up getting some favourable deals. Hazagawa 365, Tyler MTG, hey. Thanks for joining in. Right, I'm just going to leave this open for a couple of minutes and I'll go through exactly how I think in my mind this is going to play out this evening. I think also just post up on Discord that we're live now. 2 seconds. How's everyone's day been? Everyone a fan of international football or just waiting for the real stuff to resume next weekend? Live. Okay, a bit of self-promotion in Discord never does anyone any harm. So, from the people that are here tonight, who would classify themselves as a new manager? How long have you been playing the game? How are you finding it? And what would you like to get out of this evening? What's your objectives? Evening, Joshua? Waiting. Right, I know. I can see you guys are good to go. Okay, well let me go through what I was intending to do. So the goal is I've found an initial 60 cards, which are just going to come up on the screen now, which maybe you've all taken a look at. If you haven't, there's a link in one of the panels below. I'm going to randomise these just so that we don't go from the lowest guide price up to the highest guide price. But in essence, all I'm going to do is going to go through them one by one. I'm going to give you guys a reasonable amount of time to put forward any offers that you would like to make. The guide price is just simply a guide price. I think it is highly unlikely I'm going to be taking sale prices underneath this in the same way that I'm probably going to find it difficult to refuse any numbers over these. But look, I won't be offended with any numbers that you throw at me. Worst case scenario, no interest, we'll just move on to the next card. You know, if we don't sell any cards, okay, so be it. And if we do sell some cards, fantastic. And the goal here really is to see if this type of sales scenario could prove to be, you know, a viable alternative to the secondary market that we have on Sorare at the moment. I am sure over the coming weeks and months we're going to see some massive improvements to the platform in terms of other ways in which we as managers can sell cards. But you know, even if they do perfect that and give us lots of different options, I think there might be some merit to you know, having a bit of fun every now and then. These type of evenings could be a regular occurrence. I'm very happy to take on the role of auctioneer for people that want to sell cards themselves. So if this type of selling works, or you know, can prove to work, then maybe over the course of a week I can take on board cards from other managers, and then again have similar sessions whereby I can help to try and get those sold for other managers as well. So without further ado, if anyone's got any questions, please post them up now. If not, we'll get started. I'll just randomise these. Right, who we got first? Everyone ready? What's up, YNWA? Dot Jot. I've got to say, Dot Jot, you've been the inspiration for me getting back on Twitch. I started it in the summer thanks to my brother. I had a few sessions where I was, you know, pretty much talking to myself, and I was having a bit of fun, but analysing the transfer market and so forth. But you know, I felt that maybe the content was going to get a little bit stale over time. It wasn't something I could keep up on a daily basis. But for one-off events like this, you know, let's see how it goes, and we can take it one step at a time. So thanks for it. What is classed as a new manager, Shane? Well, I think if you're looking at buying a card because it's a card that you can keep in your portfolio and you want to start using it, fantastic. If you're going to buy it from me with the intention just to flip it onto someone else, well, that's no problem at all. It's your prerogative. You know, I'm selling the cards. You can buy it for whatever price you want, and if you want to go and relist it 5 minutes later, that's really down to you. It's probably not within the spirit of what I'm trying to do, but you know, again, that's down to you as individual managers. If you've been on the platform for 6 months, but you've been playing it free and you haven't made that transition to pay to play, then I don't mind how old you are as a manager. I think it's more in terms of the size of your collection. If you've got 100 cards, you know the game pretty well. And there's only a few cards here that I'd like to see end up in the hands of new managers. But let's just go one step at a time and see how the first few play out. Rena FR just relayed the events on the French Discord. That's very kind, Rena. Thanks very much indeed. But there's no strict rule, Bashnis. At the end of the day, it's more about making sure that people that perhaps haven't got the ability to trawl the transfer market on a daily basis or an hourly basis have had the chance to see some of these cards for an hour or so. Hopefully, there's enough different variety in the pricing that there'll be some that appeal. And if we sell 5, it's a turn. At least we've put it through its first test. And then if you guys like it, then I'm all open to listen to suggestions on how we can improve it for future weeks. Okay, right. Well, I think we've given everyone sufficient time to get started. So thanks again all for turning up. We've got 31 viewers. I think that's a record for me. So very kind of you to come, and anyone that's promoted it on Twitter or through their various social channels of Discord, then thank you again for spreading the word. I'll get started now, and the first guy is a super rare card. Coming up on the screen now. I think this guy's ex-Brighton. So I might be able to give me a bit more of analysis. For those that don't know me, I don't really tend to play the MLS at all. So here's a super rare card. Jurgen Locardi, I think it was a prize. Let's have a look. Yeah, won him as a prize a few weeks ago. Looks like he's a starter. Hasn't scored for a while, otherwise he would have got a 60-point week. Don't know if he's due a goal. And so, really down to you guys. Is there anyone interested in this particular card? And if so, what would you like to offer me for him? And I'm just going to keep my DMs open on Twitter in case you prefer to be anonymous, and you are more than welcome to drop me a bid there. So, first up, Jurgen Locardi. Do I have any takers? I'll keep things open for about 30 seconds a pop, and then if no one's interested, we'll just simply move on to the next card. Okay, 2 thumbs, goalkeeper and a forward. Let's see what we can do for you tonight. Okay, I think we might be 0 for 1, so I'll leave him up there. If there's any late bidders for Jurgen Locardi, let me know. If you miss one and you want to go back to it, just put it in the chat. Okay, card number 2, Milinkovic Savic from Lazio. Did very well the other week and won me a help contribute towards a nice prize card. From last season, level 3. I don't think this guy needs much introduction. I've paid 0.222 for him. Do we have any interest, any takers for Milinkovic Savic? I think I've put him up at similar price to what I paid for him. I think most of the prices I've put as the guide price, I think, are still under what you would find on Sorare data. Well, they certainly were when I put the guide prices together. If there are cards now that are cheaper than that, then by all means go and buy someone else's card. But again, I think, and do tell me if I'm wrong, that most of these, all of these prices should be under the 1 month average, and at least the cheapest card on the market for whatever they are, whether it's a rare or super rare. How much American super rare cards have you? Just to have an idea for the next auction. I think Locardi is my only super rare American card. I don't tend to play the Americas regional tournaments. I've got to confess, I'm actually not a fan of the actual design of the card. I know they have to look like this because it's from the Major League Players Association, and you can't use the badges and don't get to see any of the shirts. I think they're very powerful cards in game, but no, I can't spread myself so thin over every single region, so I've not bothered with the Americas. Maybe in the closed season I'll pick up some cards to start playing next season. Okay, so no takers from Milinkovic Savic. Let's go for Ferran Torres. Let's see any interest in this guy. So Ferran Torres, gone to Man City, had a game the other week, played well. Short print. I don't think Manchester City is likely to be added to the platform anytime soon. I might be wrong. So you're not going to get a Ferran Torres at auction. The only way you're going to get a Ferran Torres is from another manager. So this is quite an early serial number from last season. I've managed to build him up to level 6. I don't know if he's going to be a starter for Man City this season, but he's certainly going to get some game time with Aguero and Jesus probably injured or not their best options, and Mahrez and Sterling and all the games that Man City are likely to play when they go deep in cup competitions. I think he's going to get a fair bit of traction. So, do we have anything on Ferran Torres? Going once, going twice. Is he a winger? Yes, he is. I think he plays down the right. I think under the old scoring, he probably wasn't getting the credit he deserved. But I think under the new scoring, cross completions, I think this guy could certainly prove worthwhile. I'm sure in a Man City team that dominates with possession, he's going to get his fair share of assists as the year goes by. And obviously, at age 20 now, he's got time on his side. What's the price for Ferran? I've got a guide price here of 0.25. Just want to make sure then that this is competitive versus what other cards you might be able to get a Ferran in the market. 0.45, 0.275, 0.275. That's what we've got at the moment. So if we want to kick off the stream with an actual sale, I'd be willing to accept 0.225 for him. If there are any takers, 0.225. Can you keep your prices up? Yeah, sure. I don't have a very big screen. Perhaps best to do it from here. How does that look? Split screen. Ooh, okay. Let's see what we can do. If only I knew how to operate computers. How's this looking? A bit better? So if you're looking at the Excel sheet, I've put which region they play for, whether they're under 23 eligible, etc., etc. Okay, so we are now on to number 3, Ferran Torres. Or asking me to do something technical. That's never gonna end well. Right, okay, so no takers for Torres. Let's go to the next one. They're all going to come up on the other screen now. Daniel Cataldi. Daniel Cataldi. I think this is a new season card, this one. No, that is not Daniel Cataldi. That is Milinkovic-Savic again. Here is Daniel Cataldi. Just say the guide price when you open it and swear it. That's all it needs. All right, perfect. 0.04, 1 of 100. I think I bought him in one of the first Lazio packs. I think, I don't know if it's the one that I wanted with Reina in it, but yeah, this is just an unwanted card. I think the guy plays. Well, he's definitely come on as a sub a couple of times. If you're looking for a filler or you like first editions of a top European card, then yeah, 0.05. I can take this one off my hand. I'll hit for 0.04. Okay, sold. I think I should have a gavel or something here. Thank you very much, Adotjots. So for those that are buying today, feel free to send an offer in game. I'll give 48 hours for settlement. So if there's people new here that haven't signed up or people wanting to convert and get some ETH in order to play, then don't feel as though if you say yes now, you've got to suddenly send me the offer within 5 minutes. What we'll end up doing is I'll make it clear who's got what, and then I say by Monday night, if you're able to settle up for the cards you want, that'll be fine. Right, 0.04 sold to that man in America. Right, now this guy here, Van Huysden, sold. I got lucky and got 2 of his super rares as prizes this week. Small screen's going to kill me, a dot shot. Here we go. I managed to sell one to Hibby, who was interested in this particular guy for 1.39. I have got interest at 1 ETH off the books. I can show you that I've got a definite offer for Van Huysden at 1 ETH. I would prefer him to go to a newer manager, but at the end of the day, ETH is ETH. I'm just going to have to sell them to the highest bidder. So here are some bids I've got this afternoon. Okay, so you can see here I've got a bid already for 1. Don't really want to play Tom off against everybody else. He's a good customer of mine, but he knows that 1's quite cheeky as well. So if there is any advance on 1, I would probably look to accept it. So does anyone want to go beyond 1? Sorry, Jot. I already got 1 in the tank. You're going to have to go a little bit higher. Imagine it's an auction, you'd have to go 10% more. Jot, you really have lots of MLS super rare cards. It looks interesting the prices you will put if this is the case. Well, maybe this time next week, Jot will be putting up some cards for grabs. So, last chance for Zeno. Anyone higher than 1? Gone. Right, so let's move on to the next one. We've got a goalkeeper, and not just any goalkeeper. This is a goalkeeper that is consistently winning me prizes. Maybe I should not put this guy up, but he's on the list, so if I can click him. More technical issues, excuse me. Let's refresh, let's get that out of the way. Jong Seong Rong. This guy plays for the leaders of the J League, Kawasaki Frontale. Kept another clean sheet today. Has really helped me in my Asia 1 and 2 teams. I think he's probably, without wanting to jinx him, because I know I like to jinx J League goalkeepers, he is arguably one of the most consistent that's out there. I'll double check. There's his scores: 76, 51, 61, 40, 63 today. Just double check to make sure. I've got him at 0.295. Let me just make sure that that is a fair price compared to what else might be out there. 0.65, you can buy him if you want to pay more than twice my price. And you can see what he has been selling at: 0.252, 0.313, 0.4, 0.4, 266, 0.4, 0.275. So I think I'm within range here, and look, he's a top of the table goalkeeper. And so do I have any interest in Jung? Quite happy to move quickly on from this one if there isn't. Do you need Ether to make a direct offer? Can it be done via card? Let me just double check. Can you make an offer to somebody using a card these days? I haven't done it. Perhaps someone else could answer that. If you were to go on to any of my cards and press make an offer, does it give you the option to buy with a card? It's something I should probably know. 36-year-old goalkeeper. Well, I don't know how many prizes this guy's won or will go on to win me, but there are plenty of oldies that have done well. Ochoa, Nicholas Penato. Don't think there's a limitation on age in this game. As far as I'm concerned, if it can win me cards, don't care how old the guy is. You don't think they via direct offer? No, which is why I'm going to give to 48 hours for anyone that hasn't set up a wallet yet to set up a wallet and fund it with ETH. I would prefer not to be doing transactions off the book on PayPal and things of this nature. The game's set up in such a way where we should be able to transact securely together. But I appreciate that you might have a smaller balance on your account and you want to commit to a card. Then say 48 hours, give you a chance to go away and juggle your bits behind the scenes and get ready. Right, so can I move on and keep John? Thank you very much. Right, let's move on. Theo Bongonda. He's just coming back off a 3-match ban, I think, for a red card. He is the most expensive transfer between teams in the Jupiler League. There's a unique of him from season 1 that Marcus1234 owns, and he's He's just a rock solid card. Surplus to requirements to me. I don't need him. So these three are DMPs. Just bear in mind that's because of suspension. If any of these guys, as say, you want to go and do your research on more before making an offer and they don't sell tonight, just go away, do your own research, and then come back to me via DM or on Discord, and I'm sure we can find. So this is Theo Bongonda, super rare, and I'm looking for 0.888 on this particular guy. Let's go and see if there's any currently up for sale. Oh, for 0.789, you can get a red version of him. That's a bargain. 0.22, 0.23. Here's the old school Theo Bongonda. What a classic card that is. I do like the old 2018-19 dark blue super rares. So there's no current super rares on the market for him. I'm selling for 0.0888. 0.88. Couldn't comment until I set up an account, Mr. Zeno. Don't worry, he'll be next. Zeno didn't sell. I've got a one offer for him. So I've told Tom it's a little bit cheeky. If you wanted to double down and get a second one, I'm sure we could do something. Right, need to move on, keep this going. Vincent Kompany next. So this is the first card of the evening that doesn't actually have any current utility whatsoever because he's retired. So it's not a card that you're likely to, or it's not a card that you're going to be able to buy again unless it's from another manager. Super rare card, 4 of 10, matches the serial number with his shirt number. Again, if you're a big Man City fan or an Anderlecht fan, or just a Vincent Kompany fan, then this might be a collector's card. At the moment, it's going to have no value. You won't really. You can use him in game as a placeholder, but you're not going to get any usage out of him. He'll just sit on your shelf and maybe get some collector value. So I've marked him up at 0.35, but open to offers on Vincent Kompany. Evening, Berglou. So up to you guys. Is Vincent Kompany of any interest to anybody? I've got the rare version of him as well, 4 of 100 with the matching serial number, so I wanted to keep one myself. So again, I think a lot of these cards you'll find are duplicates for me, so it's not as if I'm trying to get rid of there are some cards that I want to get rid of course, to thin out my collection, but there are a lot of cards here that I still use on a regular basis. Right, I sense there is no Vincent Kompany fans in the house tonight, so moving swiftly on, we'll go for Pellegrini. And I think this, for me, will give an indicator as to whether we have got any buyers in the house tonight. I think he might still be the Roma captain. Super rare card. I think this card's going for a little bit higher than this. I've got him on the guide price 0.695. I sold a Saul yesterday to a new manager for 0.75, which I thought was a really fair deal. And here we've got Pellegrini, who I put probably in a similar bracket to Saul. What do we got? So we've got a 0.895 on the market. That's a competitively priced rare for 0.15, 2 at 0.15 matching each other. So my price today is 0.2 under one that you can get off the market. So do we have any takers for Pellegrini? Leave him up for a few more seconds and then we'll move on to the next one. Okay, no takes for Pellegrini. So let's go with Yanis Hadji. Now I've got a rare, a super rare, and a unique version of this guy, so I am fully vested into Hadji. He was on the books at Genk last season, moved to Rangers in Scotland. I know we've got some Scots in the house tonight, so I'll be careful how I describe the quality. I mean, the sheer quality of the Scottish Premier League. But I think I'm right in saying that Hadji is playing for a team that would be considered one of the top two. And he just generally gets quite a lot of assists. So his scores in the recent weeks have been quite nice. He's helped contribute to prizes for me, but I've got 2 rares. I've got one super rare. No, I think I've actually sold the other super rare. Sorry, I sold a rare the other week for 0.475. I've got him as a guide price 0.375, and that is reflecting the fact that you cannot buy this card anymore. You will have to go and buy it off another manager. Where's Telesu? I don't know. I don't think the audience is quite ready for that yet, and I don't think my keyboard's got enough zeros to put on the end of the actual number I want for it. So let's stick with Hadji first. Any takers on a discontinued Hadji that is lighting up in the Scottish Premier League? If not, we will move on to another J-League goalkeeper. And for those that were making fun of Wrong being 36, I look forward to your funny quips with regards to how old Higashiguchi is. And I look forward to seeing your Asian team with a goalkeeper that performs as well as an Asian team with this particular goalkeeper in. So I've got him up at half an ETH, which for a super rare goalkeeper with these type of stats, the J League is going to be running all the way through to December the 29th. So we've got plenty of games to go with the J League. You can check my Asia Division 2 team out this week. He's part of it, and he has helped me again win another super rare prize. I don't think I can finish outside the top 5. So again, these are cards that are consistently winning prizes, if of course you surround them with other suitably good players as well. Oh, you think Bobby was bidding on Hadji? Did I miss a bid? Let me go back up. I'd like Hadji, please, mate. Would be my third SR. It's not an SR, Bobby. It is a rare. I'll go back to it for you so you can see. Apologies for missing that. It's quite nice to turn off Discord and not get beeped every half an hour. Right, here's the Haji. Just to make it clear, it is a rare version of Haji. I think for me, the super rare, I wouldn't be selling for anything less than 1.5 right now. So let me know if you are still interested or whether or not it is the super rare that you would prefer. No problem. All right, we'll have a think about it. It's gone unsold at the moment, so I'll take him off. So back to Higashiguchi. Anyone interested at half an ETH on Higashiguchi? And if not, I challenge you to show me a super rare goalkeeper on the market with his credentials that you can buy for less. No, all right. Well, again, he's not one I'm going to be disappointed to keep. Let's move on to Mr. West Ham. Well, not quite Mr. West Ham. We know Mr. West Ham is Mr. Rice, but we have a 3 of 100 Issa Diop. He's got a bit of power in this one, level 8, so 9.2 times. I think he's got COVID. I don't take these injury flags that seriously at the moment because I know that they need to be perfected. So again, you can see quite clearly he's been out with COVID. Let me just double check because you might better find some of him on the market. I want to make sure he's competitively priced. 0.1 ETH. I'm pretty confident we won't see anyone under 0.1 ETH here. 1 for a super rare, 0.8, 0.3 for a rare, 0.3 for a rare, 1 for a super rare. So I think I'm pretty competitively priced there at 0.1 ETH. I would like to see this one go to a new manager. So there's a new manager out there that would value a discontinued, well not discontinued, but we haven't had the relaunch for West Ham yet. Issa Diop rare for 0.1. I feel sorry for those that are listing on the secondary market right now if Issa Diop isn't selling for 0.1, but let's move on. We've got another 1 of 100 coming up here. Just double check I haven't missed anything on my DMs. Right, who have we got now? We have got another Lazio 1 of 100. So this is the second guy that came from a bundle that I bought that's surplus to requirements. He's come on as a sub once. I don't know much about him. I think I've got him down at 0.04. So again, anyone interested in 1 of 100s, wants to take a punt on this guy, maybe Lazio gets some injuries and he starts stepping in, or you just fancy 1 of 100, 0.04, and he's all yours. Plus, you'll be getting a car with that YNWA's fingerprints on it. Yeah, that might devalue it in the eyes of some people. You don't want a live bird stamped right on the transaction history. So maybe it'll work for some, but it'll probably go against me on quite a few. Right, Javan Anderson, gone. Right, we'll put him back in the tank. Who have we got next? Olunga. Top scorer in the J League. I hate to say it again, but he scored 2 goals and put me in prime position in a couple of tournaments this weekend already. So you're buying cards here with pedigree. The 7th edition of him this season. I know that some of you do like to go by historical data. I'm not a massive fan, but might as well sell him on the back of this stuff. 70, 70, 86. Don't know if that's interesting for anybody. If he carries on scoring, he'll probably carry on doing quite well. Alunga, 0.1. Yeah, dream on a dot jot. Right, let me give him his guide price. 0.45, but I think we can go a bit lower and longer. But, you know, not going to give away cards that are going to make... are going to compete against me. And let's have a look, see what other... I paid 0.57 for this guy, but then I paid 0.29 for another version of him. So I just pound cost average into this guy. Let's see what is on the market for him. 0.6, 3.5, 3.5 big ones, £1,000 if you want a blue version of him. And that's your lot. So I'm in at 0.45 for a longer, or you can pay 0.6 for a level 4. Really up to you. Any takers on a longer? If I do bid on another one by the end of the stream, if I do not bid on another one by the end of the stream, I would gladly pick Issa. All right, 2 thumbs. You can have first refusal on Issa at 0.1. I'll write that down. Thank you very much indeed. Okay, so are you going to leave me with a longer? Thank you very much. Let's move on to the next one. Koulibaly. Again, this one is priced specifically for a new manager. I'd much rather this one just go to someone who's going to use him than someone that's going to stockpile him. I've got enough Koulibalys on my account, I think. So here's another one. Reasonable stats. If you go by the stats, he had a nightmare against Barcelona in the Champions League, but looks like he started the season strong. Koulibaly for 0.125. Any takers on Koulibaly at 0.125? Offer made. You got to watch. Thank you very much indeed. Jimmy RP123 0.126. Well, it's bigger than 0.125, so I won't insist on 10% incrementals, but I don't want it to go. Don't want a bidding war to go on for too long. Any advance? Maybe we should go up in at least. No, I'll just let it run. You got to watch. Over to you. Anything else you'd like to add? Oh, we've gone quiet. Jimmy, you got to watch. That is solid. 0.14. Right, Jim, if you want to go, you're going to have to go to 0.15. I'm not going to take 0.141. I think it's a fair offer from You Got to Watch. And I'm happy to take that if there is no advance. 9.9 power, this guy, level 10. He can do some damage for you in the... I don't know if that's a serious offer. I highly doubt it, so I'll discredit that one. So, going once, going twice. You've got to watch. You are the proud owner of this Koulibaly 10 of 100, level 10, 0.14. Thank you very much. Feel free to bid on him when you're ready. Tyson. I think we've just seen some new Shakhtar cards come out. So this guy here is only going to really be valid for Champions League games this season for Shakhtar. He's from last season. Simple super rare. I think I've got him priced at 0.295. I mean, I saw some of the Shakhtar games last year because I had an interest in watching for Dodo and some of the other players that were playing. 0.295. If you want him, you're very welcome. Okay, well, next time, sold to Dot Shop for one. No, well, you know, a Dot Shop needs to save his money. There's an Alex Telles at some point coming up, so I won't take one off you for Koulibaly. Right, Tyson, let me put him to bed then, unless there's anyone that is still struggling to type. What do we got? Now we're talking. Now we got someone interesting. Joaquin Correa from Lazio. I would put this guy in a similar category to the Pellegrini from earlier. I don't know if we've got any people in tonight that are actually interested in super rares. I'd like to think this one's pretty keenly priced. With Immobile suspended, he's actually playing up front a bit. This is a midfield card. I've won this guy a while back. He's already level 7. probably just on the cusp of Division 2 now with his 21.7 multiplier. I'm putting him out there for 0.695. 0.695. I can't see how you're going to get a version of this card for any cheaper unless you are negotiating a monster bulk deal with somebody that's able to sell you a load of super rares at the same time. Dangerous place to be accidentally posting numbers. Yeah, I'm not a qualified lawyer, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to use a Discord text channel to take a dot jots to court. Right, Joachim Carrere, 0.695, going, gone. Let's keep going. Ooh, cheeky this one. Kai Havertz. Who's he play for? Sold his soul and went to some mediocre London team. He had the whole world at his feet, and he decided to go and screw it up by going to Chelsea. Anyway, I digress. A very rare, well, not very rare, a super rare Kai Havertz. This was one I just chucked on, to be fair. I'm not going to be selling this guy cheap. You cannot get him at the moment until Chelsea are on the platform. I think a Kai Havertz sold the other day for 5 ETH. I think you've really got to be into the game heavily to consider spending this type of ETH on cards, and you're probably going to be, knowing exactly where he slots into your collection. So I'll leave him up for a few seconds. I've got 2 of the super rares out of the 10. I'm pretty confident there's no one that owns one of the super rares at the moment that's likely to sell unless you offer them a ridiculous amount. So I think I'm in a reasonable position that because I've got 2, I can afford to sell 1 and still keep 1. So if anyone and when anyone gets up to the level that they fancy a Kai Havertz to grace their team, let me know. But he is someone that I would consider a deal for if the deal was right. 0.6. I think you've struggled with the decimal point on this one, Heavy. It's the other side of the 6 you need to go. Right, Weston McKennie. Looks strange now when you see him in a Juventus shirt. Got a nice transfer to Juventus in the summer. I've heard some good things from Perlo about him. What have I got him down as? 0.625. Wow. Okay. If this guy needs an introduction to you guys, then you probably aren't in the market for him. Hopefully you'll know Weston McKennie. And for someone of his age that's now gone to Juventus, I'm pretty sure that his Juventus SRs will go for more. But this guy's already at level 7. You might value him. Anyone? 0.6 was for Correa. What did I have him in at? 0.695? How about we meet at 0.65, Hibby, for Correa, and he's yours. I'm so confident you're going to say yes, I'm going to write it down. 0.65, Correa, sold, Hibby. Weston McKennie, you can have for 0.6 as well, so I'll take a little bit more off this one. Weston McKennie fans, 0.6 for a Juve central midfielder. Deal. Right, Correa sold, 0.65. Boom, boom, boom. Right, anyone for Weston McKennie? Third and final call. If not, he'll go back in the draw. I've got 2 of him, so again, if any time you fancy coming back to me on that one. Right, I think this one is the lowest guide price on the list, which probably means he doesn't play. And that probably means... Okay, a 1 of 10 from Kashima Antlers. Someone that doesn't play. But, I mean, I'll give him away at entry level price, 0.01 if anyone wants him. If you're looking for a filler just to give yourself 5th person in the team. Deal, let's do them both. All right, so you've got 0.65 plus 0.6 for McKennie. Done deal. If that's giving anyone the motivation to perhaps want to take my Pellegrini off me, I would maybe chip a little bit more of Pellegrini as well. I'll go down to 0.65 on Pellegrini, who's number 10 on the list. Right, any interest in Nara? 0.01, gone. Right. Zielinski, did he get an assist last week? I think Napoli spanked Genoa by 6 goals. I think he must have been involved in some of them. Let's have a look. Zielinski, what I'm asking for him? 0.1. Similar to Koulibaly. I think he's going to be, someone that plays consistently this year for Napoli. I think he's going to post up some consistent scores. But decent rare at a decent price. 0.1. He's got COVID, has he? Doesn't mean he'll never play again. Is that COVID for Zielinski or COVID for McKennie? Right. Zielinski, 0.1. Simple rare. Zielinski's got COVID. All right. Well, what does that push his price down to? Lowest for Zielinski. What's the highest for Zielinski, Jimmy? What are you prepared to offer? How many cards have you got, Jimmy? I'll give you Zielinski for 0.09, or my signature end is 0.088. How about that for Zielinski? 0.088. Can we deal at 0.088? Deal, Jimmy. All yours. Thank you, sir. I'm marking him down right now. Zielinski sold. Let's move on to the next one. Ooh, I don't think anyone wants this guy. Probably best not to show him. Paulo Dybala. I'm probably not the cheapest on this guy, so I'll just make that clear. I will double check to see what else is on the market for him. He's not someone I particularly want to hand out on the cheap. Let me just double check, because if someone else is cheaper, just go and buy it off someone else if you're interested. Well, you could buy a rare for 4 ETH. Woohoo! Or you could buy a rare for 0.85. Actually, there's no super rares on the market at the moment, so technically I'm the cheapest, but I probably feel you could maybe able to get better value from somewhere else. I want 3.95 for him. Tonight I'll probably settle for 3.5, but I'm not going any other than 3.5. Sean G, nice, decent, fair price over the overflated one. Well, thank you very much. Look, I mean, I think there's some people that think it's purely me doing this for self-promotion, self-interest. Yes, I'm not going to deny it. It's interesting for me. If I can make a few ETH off the back of tonight, that's fantastic. But what I'd really like to see is that maybe if this style of get together, we've got 28 people on the stream, if we can get 25, 50 people on streams on a regular basis, I'm quite happy to play the role of auctioneer, put together a shared spreadsheet with other managers that can contribute cards that they want to sell, and we can try this on a regular basis. It's not just going to be about my cards. I mean, if I sell a load of cards, that's probably me done. I'm only going to be selling my surplus ones, but if you guys like this type of format, I know that there's people like Zoral, Dot Jot, Seguin, lots of people with over 250 plus cards, and if they want to throw in 10 or 15 a week and we compile something similar, then we can get it done. It's not just going to be me that's the beneficiary. Yes, I benefit from these, but hopefully there's people here today that benefit from getting cards that they want that they haven't been able to see on the secondary market yet. Right, Regani Super Rare. Now, I did have a tentative offer on Discord for this guy, 0.395, which is why I've priced it exactly the same. I think he's just moved to Rennes. How do you pronounce that? Probably going to be the same teammate of Doku this year. Wasn't playing at Juve, and I think, unless one of my French experts listening in can tell me otherwise, is this guy likely to be a starter at Rennes? Super Rare Doku is better than the unique Doku. That could be the case, Teach. That could be the case. Two thumb, yes. Okay, so you've got a chance here to get a super rare for under 0.4 of a starting team in a European Champions region. So if anyone wants this guy for 0.395, Hibby 0.4. Hibby, if you don't mind, can I just offer it up to see if anyone else would like to take advantage? They've got a few seconds. If not, he's yours at 0.4. Any advance? Going. Gone to the man from Hibby Index. Thank you very much. Daniel Regani. Sold. Right. Staying in the French League, we have we've got the only card that I haven't been able to put a price on. Paul Nardi. He's a card that I bought in the very first season, and he then got relegated. I kept with him, Built him up, built him up, built him up. He's got well over a year of XP pumped into him, level 14. We don't know what XP is going to be worth in a few weeks' time. But right now, they have continued to say that XP is going to be positive. This is a level 14 goalkeeper for European champions. So he is playing now in League One. He is getting regular scores. I think we all know the price of super rare European champions goalkeepers. So I don't know. I'm not going to give him away crazy cheap because I still use him. But if anyone wants to make me an offer to consider, Paul Nardi, has I dropped one of 10 too? Well, there is only one of him. He won't be created again at the moment until his new team, our FC Lorient, are back in, are added to the game. So if they do a deal with League One, Berglu, you've got one of these. Tom, Chags, Rick, O'Shea, Janino, Dos, Axel, Maxime, HG, Horst, Ilfanon, Reedy, Tim. That's it. That is all you've got of Paul Nardi. He is a collector's item, but an active collector's item now. And I say I always prefer the dark blue super rares. I think this is a class looking card. So any offers? Has he been traded? Let's have a look. Let's look for Paul Nardi. That's the price I paid for him at auction right at the very beginning, I think. I sold a super rare, I sold a rare version of him to Pied Up, I don't know, 3 months ago for 0 points offers. 0.2. Yeah, I think his rare has basically been trading hands for about 0.1. But yeah, there is only one super rare. There's only one Paul Nardi. Again, have a think about it. It's an unusual card, so if it's someone that might be of interest to you, have a think about it and you can DM me on that. Right. Here's a card I sold the other day. I've had a lot of inquiries for my Leandro Super Rare, but I'm not selling the Super Rare. I use this guy every week. He's my worst performing card in my Division 2 this week, All-Star Division 2, but he scored 2 goals in midweek to knock out Kawasaki Frontale from the Japan Cup. Anyone that watches the J League will know he's a bit of a flair player, attacking midfield player, plays between the lines, and I think he was their J League Player of the Season a couple of years back. This guy's a level 6, he's only the second version, 9.4. I've got him down at 0.175, which is a tad under what I sold him for the other day, 0.188. TSG, 0.65. Is that for Paul Nardi? Let me know if that is for Paul Nardi. Give me a couple of minutes to have a think about that. I'll write that down. If it's for Leandro, you're very welcome to Leandro for 0.65, but I'm only asking 0.175 for Leandro. Right, no takers for Leandro so far. Interesting. All right, I'm keeping my Japanese team intact so far. Right, let's get rid of Leandro and let's move on to... I'll speed it up because we're only halfway. I don't want this to be power 4 hours. He sent that during Nardi. Okay, Tish, if you're happy, 0.65, if that's a firm offer, I will gladly accept it. Paul Nardi is yours. Right, Cochrane. Let's go through a few a bit quickly. You're either going to know whether you'll want these guys or not. Bit part player for Spartak Moscow. Happy to get shot of him for 0.04. If you are putting down a bid like you guys have been, maybe you could just chuck in the name of the player afterwards, just so it is clear, because I know there's a slight delay between when I'm talking and when you're typing, etc. And because I'm looking at a different computer, I don't always see the chat until a few minutes after. It feels, yeah, I don't know what that one does either. I'm still pretty new to Twitch as well. So right, no takers on Cochrane. Going to get him off the screen. Let's go for our good friend Hirokazu Ishihara. Probably someone that you're probably not going to look at in the database, but He's under 20, under 23, sorry, and he plays. So if you're looking for someone cheap and cheerful to put into an under 23 team, he might be the difference one week between you getting a prize and not getting a prize. He's all yours for 0.04. Did anyone invite Mr. Karipu? We'd be selling at 10 times yours. Well, I tried to speak to Mr. Karipu. He doesn't like to collaborate, it seems. He prefers to go his own way. So each to their own. I don't think he's going to need any of my cards where he's going. They're not shiny enough for him. But we all wish him well in his quest for complete dominance. Right, Ishikara, going, gone. Let me take us for Ishikara. Where are we at now? Vito Ferrer. Right, get ready for this guy. Just gone to Wolves from Porto. So another short print, won't be in the game until the Premier League or Wolves are introduced to the platform. Don't think he's going to be a starting player for Wolves anytime soon. So similar to Fabio Silva, but it's an interesting card that won't be produced anymore. 4 of 100. It's got a bit of power into him. Again, any Wolves fans it might appeal to. I paid 0.075. What am I looking to sell him for? 0.099. I can come down a little bit on that one. 0.099. If there's any offers out there for Vito Ferreira, let me know. I've got a super rare version of him, so I am invested in him also. I'm not selling the super rare, but happy to shed the rare version. Okay. So I'm going to go a bit quicker, so I'll take him off and move on to the next one. Right, we have got fixed price. Starting goalkeeper for Juventus. Relatively successful club in Italy, tend to win the league 100% of the time in the last decade. I've pumped a lot of XP into this guy. He's already up to level 11. Looking for a 1.5 ETH fixed price. If there's any takers, you're very welcome. You got the super rare version of him? Nicely done, Moss. How much did you value him at? I think realistically, when the European Champions League gets going, we're going to start to see skyrocket prices on goalkeepers. It's my personal opinion. So Szczesny, last chance, gone. 1.5 year, 1.5 ETH. Does Juve still use Buffon? I saw his card. Yeah, I've got a Buffon. In fact, I'm actually hoping that Szczesny gets injured so I can actually use his unique. But let's see. Right, no takers for Szczesny. Let's go with Daniel Schmidt super rare, another Japanese connection. I don't know how good this guy is, but if you can't get into a team ahead of Kenny Steppe, you probably need to think about going down a division. But cheap and cheerful goalkeeper. I think he's on international duty at the moment. Don't think he's the number one, but he's on the cusp of the Japan national team. I'm pretty sure he'll find a club at some point and start playing. If you want to take a punt on him, I've got him at 0.249. I'll go down to 0.199 for Daniel Schmidt if anyone is interested. Don't say I'm not giving you a chance on the old goalkeepers tonight. I'll bring up the next one as we speak, which is a don't know how this guy's got into my gallery. Whew, an MLS guy. What have I got here? Brian Acosta. I must have won him. Yeah, a dot shot. You can tell me about this guy. Brian Acosta. Looks like he plays. I don't want him on my books. Too smiley for me. Let me get rid of him. 0.025. Can't be fairer than that. Who wants MLS midfielder for 0.025? 0.024. Jimmy, you like to drive a hard bargain, don't you? Right, well, we're in at 0.024. Any advance on 0.024 for Acosta? Going once. Going twice. 0.025. In comes Josh Bosch. Right, 0.025. We'll have a little quick countdown again. 3, 2, 1. Jimmy, you coming in again, or are you going to concede this one to Josh? I'm going to take that silence as that being Josh's. Congratulations, Josh. Thank you very much. He's all yours. Right. Where are we now? Simon Mignolet. Now, this card here has been out on a successful loan recently and won a super rare card straight away. I've got plenty of Simon Mignolet's. Being ex-Liverpool, I decided to go a bit overboard on him last season. I've got the 1 of 10. Here's the 2 of 10. Again, pumped him up to level 11. If you're, missing someone for Division 2 Euro champions, Euro challengers, or Division 2 in All-Star, he tends to do quite well in goal for Club Bruges. I'm going to offer him out there at 1.25. Seguin, go AFC. Hey, what's up? Hey, Seguin, keeping well yourself? Are you slipping in here for the Simon Mignolet deal of the day at 1.25? 0.25. That's very kind, Jay Davis, but unfortunately, it's a little bit low for me on that one. Right, we'll get rid of Mignolet. Quite happy to keep him for a bit longer. He's a good loan card to have up your sleeve. Tanaka-san from Japan. Consistent starter. I got him down at 0.05. I think he's under 23 eligible as well. I've got 2 versions of the rare, so don't need the second one. There we go. He's got some stats. He plays. What more do you want? 0.05. Who wants to take him off my hand? Who wants Tanaka-san? Jimmy RP, 0.05, Tanaka. Thank you very much. Opening offer. Any advance on Jimmy RP? Believe me, a dot jot. Willie can talk whenever he wants to talk. It's nice though. Maybe we found one channel he can't troll on. Okay, so Tanaka, I'm going to give that one out. 0.05, Jimmy. Thank you very much. It's all yours. Marcos Jr. He can't chat. He can mix it, but this evening's not about him. Right, Marcus Jr. Don't think he played today. That would have upset some of those people that played him. But him and Eric up front are quite a formidable duo for Yokohama Marinos. I'm looking for, what am I looking for Marcus Jr.? 0.295. I could probably shave a bit off that, but I put him in not too dissimilar bracket to Alunga. I think he's a decent card, and I think over the course of this next couple of months, and he's going to more than pay his way. Let's see if there's anyone out there with a card for him for sale at the moment. 0.332. Oh, look, someone coming in under me at 0.29, 0.276, and a super F for 0.995. All right, then I'll slash my prices. Let's go crazy prices. 0.225. Who wants Marcus Jr. at 0.225? Willie wants to bid 1.1 on Mignolet. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to have him for 1.188. That's my final offer on Mignolet. Meet me somewhere in the middle and he's all yours. Willie, if you're listening, love you to bits. 1.188 and Mignolet's yours. Right, but we're on Marcus Jr. at the moment. 0.225. His price has been slashed. Anyone interested? No gifts here. The gift is... Oh, Jimmy's in. Jimmy's in for 0.225. Marcus Jr. There's a man that knows where to see value. Jimmy on a rampage. Yeah, well, he just knows where to see value. Thank you very much, Jimmy. He is all yours. Let's confirm that one and move on to the next one. Rafa Silva. I think this guy's priced to sell. Gets his fair share of assists and goals for Benfica. I nearly said Porto. Freudian slip. Again, hopefully he doesn't need any introduction, Rafa Silva. Simple, 0.15. Fixed price, must go to somebody new. Anyone want a Rafa Silva to boost their midfield? Going once, going twice. Okay, interesting. No takers for Rafa Silva. If you're a little bit late and I'm going a bit faster now, you can always backtrack if you've had a chance to think about things and you've seen something which is unsold. Shaq Fatadza. I've had a love-hate relationship with this guy since the first time I got him. I owned the unique, Sorare bought the unique off me. I've owned his super rare. Still got his super rare. But I think he's a card that I'd like to raise some money off. My collection's evolved a lot more since then. He's still eligible for under 23 for a couple of years. What have I got him down as? 0.95. 0.95 for Shaq Fatadza for a first season 1 of 10. Static Shift, you fancy Rafa Silva? Well, if you let me know, you can have him for 0.15. He's yours. I know I know you've been in the game a while, but happy for you to take Rafa Silva off Mans for 0.15. Sorare did a good job handing his U off to me. Have you got Czech Patanza U, have you? Or maybe we could do a deal. I might do a full circle and take him back then. But super rare, don't need him from where I'm going. I've got other options for my under 23s and Euro challengers, so I'm quite happy to convert him into ETH. But let's not dwell on that one. If there's no takers, I'll take him off and we'll go to Strakosha. I think I will be going fixed price on this one unless someone's put cheaper. Starting goalkeeper for Lazio and 0.295 I've got him down as. Strakosha, 0.295. You've got to watch. Thank you very much. I will happily add him to your list. 0.295. Sold. Next, Kevin Volland, former. Oh, Static Shift. I hope you don't mind Static Shift. I've already put the gavel down on that one. He's gone to Monaco now from Leverkusen. Super rare, strong, level 12. I don't know how successful he's going to be at Monaco. Those that watch French football know better than me. But I think he's a pretty solid pickup. I've got other options up front. I'm happy to let him go for... Wow, did I forget to put the numbers after the one? 1 ETH for the 1 of 10 Kevin Volland. Do I hear 1 ETH for Kevin Volland? Strong with Ben Yedder. Okay, well, maybe I'll wait till him score a hat-trick, get 100 points, and then whack him up on for sale for 5 ETH, and then someone will buy him then. Right, no takers for Kevin Volland. Ooh, this one's a cheeky one. I've already been told that I've put this guy up too cheap, so I will reserve the right to perhaps wait until thought this one through. Youngster for St Etienne. I think the Football Index crowd seem to go wild for this guy. Adil Auchiche. And I probably absolutely butchered his name there. So he doesn't look too happy. But is there any interest in Auchiche? Whoa, 1.5 we are bid. Any advance on 1.5 for Auchiche? Got a heavy customer returning, so I will be putting the gavel down in a few seconds. Auchiche. Okay. What's the big deal with this kid? Well, a dot jot, you know, he plays in Europe. He plays for a real league. Plays in a real league. He's not happy because I butchered his name. Well, he's getting a transfer out of here, so I won't have to look at him for much longer. Bashnese, unfortunately, 1 is smaller than 1.5, which I've been bid. So unfortunately, I won't be going down. If anything, I will be going up. Unless that was, of course, for Volland, in which case you would take Volland. Okay, let's keep it going then. Auchiche, Hibby, all yours, 1.5. Thank you very much. Right, we're 2/3 of the way through. Thanks for sticking with us. This one's probably just more of a show-off card. Similar to Havertz. João Felix. I probably value him a lot more than other people do. I've got a spare one of him. I want 4.95 for him. I think he's going to have a monster season. Market probably is got him at 2.5 to 3 at the moment. But if you want to make me a serious offer on João Felix, chat to me by DM. Right, let's move on to the next one. Eddie Segura. God, I keep getting these bloody American cards. Who's going to take this one off my hand? I think this guy's pretty solid. A dot jot. If you can just give a appraisal on Eddie Segura. Seems to do all right for me. Yeah, decent scorer. I think I've got him down at 0.125. Would like him to go to a new manager. Who fancies Eddie Segura? 0.125. Okay, I've got an opening offer of 0.11. Thank you, Josh. Any advance on 0.11? Will I accept 0.11? You know what? If there is nothing else forthcoming, if there's not a 0.12 offer, Josh, you can have him for 0.11. Thank you very much. I think that's a decent pickup. Congratulations. Right, Rick Verkaltrun. That's my best Flemish accent. Cheap and cheerful reserve goalkeeper, new to the platform this season. He wasn't on Anderlecht's books last season, or he wasn't old enough to be given a card. Doesn't play. I don't know how far down the pecking order he is as a goalkeeper, but if you want a reserve goalkeeper or someone that's just a filler, you can have him for 0.035. Any takers for Rick Verkaltrun? 0.035. If not, we'll move swiftly on to the next one, which is our friend Issa Diop again. I think we saw some super rares on the market earlier for 0.8 and 1. I'm happy to sell Issa Diop super rare level 9 for the princely sum of 0.65. Spaggiari, is that for Verkaltrun? I assume it is over. If it is, then I'm happy to accept that, mate. 0.03, he's all yours. Feel free to send the offer whenever. So Diop, I'm going to be happy to take 0.65. Let me know if that's of interest. If not, we'll move on to his teammate, Thomas Suchek. Any West Ham fans in the house? I think he's had a decent start to his West Ham career, and I would be happy to part with him for 0.15. 0.15 for Thomas Suchek. Any takers? I take that as a no. Right, no problem. Let's go on to Ozan Kabak. Didn't get the transfer at the end of the season, in the summer transfer the window that we just seen close. I mean, I love this card. I've got plenty of versions of him. And whilst he did spit on someone, and you can't condone that sort of action, he's suspended for a couple more weeks. I think for 0.099, I think this guy is pretty fairly priced. So anyone wants an Ozan Kabak for 0.099, speak up now. Whilst I load up the new one. No takers for Kabak. No problem. Right. For those of you that didn't feel as though my previous goalkeeper options were old enough, let's go into the 40s. Yuta Minami. 0.025. As the age goes up, the price goes down. He doesn't play, but he don't care. Maybe he will one day. 0.025 as a little stocking filler. Who needs a goalkeeper like this? He looks very unhappy. Maybe that's because of his recent haircut. Right, we'll take that off the books then. No takers there. This one I priced before he scored today. Leandro Pereira for Sanfrecce. Let me whack him up. He's got some reasonable scores. Consistent J-League striker. If you're looking for someone, 0.04. Any takers? Leandro Pereira. Jimmy RP's in for 0.04. Thank you, Jimmy. Any advance on 0.04? Not going to milk this one. We can move on quickly. If that's a fair offer, I'm happy to accept that one, Jimmy. All yours. Right, I think this one completes the trilogy of my fanboy under 23 cards. Felix, Havertz, and then Delict. Again, I have made it a mission to collect a few of these, and I've got a few spare. I've got steadfast belief that he is quite simply going to be the best defender on the platform for a while. Certainly if you're competing for Euro champions. Looking for just under 5 ETH for him. if you are interested at some point in really making a charge on some strong, high rep European challenge and champion players, drop me a message. He is one that's I've got a few spare, so I'll be happy to sell him. This guy's had a shocker today, conversely to Leandro Pereira. He's cost me a top 5 in Asia Division 3. I've had to finish 6th, unfortunately, because of his performance. But if you are following the J League, this guy's pretty damn consistent. He does all right. Look at that today, 9 points. Killed me. So I am interested in 0.125 for him. Because he's killed me today, I'd probably take an offer of 0.099. Anybody interested in Tayo Koga, under 23 eligible? No problem. If there isn't, we'll move on to Leon Bailey. 0.099. Joshua, he's yours, my friend. Let me just write that down. Koga. Thank you very much indeed. He'll be waiting for you. Right. Leon Bailey of Leverkusen. He's been linked in the past to a number of Premier League clubs. I think he's just come back off international duty with COVID as well. But you got him down, I think maybe the same wing as Diaby. But he's young, got a lot of pace. I think at some point he's going to establish himself as a first team regular for somebody good. I own the Unique, not selling that anytime soon. Happy to sell the Super at 0.75. I think again, with the age he's got on his side, I think it's a pretty fair value. 0.75. Any takers? Speak now. Must I load up the next one? We're into the final stretch, guys. Thanks very much for hanging in there. Okay, no takers for Bailey, so we'll move on to, who's this guy? Defender for Lazio, Luis Felipe. 0.099, fixed price, like this to go to somebody new as well. He's injured. I think he's due to come back from injury any day now. I think the standard Lazio back four would have him alongside Asabi or in the heart of the central defence. So again, I think it's a reasonable price for a starting centre-back for a top European champions team. Any takers for Luis Felipe? I'll find the next one. Looks like we're into the final furlong. No one, Felipe. No problem. Let's move on. Discontinued goalkeeper. He's gone down to Serie B. So similar to Paul Nardi, he's currently playing for a Serie B team. If he gets promoted back up again, he'll be active. But this is really, again, just a stocking filler if you need a goalkeeper just to complete a team that you might still stand a chance of hitting a threshold with. Looking for 0.035 for this guy. If there is any interest. Looks like the chat's broken. Maybe the quality of cards has gone down. Who knows? Right. Bruno G. Rare version of Bruno Guimaraes. Level 5 from last season. Under 23. Decent pedigree. What have I got him down as? 0.225. Anyone interested in a Bruno G? I wasn't saving Maradona. I think it was more just a case of when the randomizer laid them all out, that's where he fell. But yeah, I'll give you my analysis of him. Right, 0.225 for a Bruno G. Any offers? Anything else? No problem. He'll probably be someone I list afterwards anyway, so if you missed him now, you can get him a little bit later. Yeah, we'll try and keep the Man United players to a minimum on this stream. Right, Chanatip, Thai guy in the J League. I heard good things about this guy, but I think he got injured or he's out of favour. But either way, cheap and cheerful, 0.025. He might come back to life again. He has got some scores before the 5 DNPs. Any interest in Chanatip at 0.025? Nope. Okay, then we'll go with another starting goalkeeper in the J League. And this guy is under the age of 30. Maybe that will perk some ears up. Kim Song-ju from Raysol conceded 3 today and still got a 31 score. Okay, he's marginally under 30. In practice, he's probably had a birthday and this will prove me wrong. 30-year-old goalkeeper, let's say, starting goalkeeper for Raysol. Any interest at 0.45? You try finding goalkeepers for this price elsewhere. Good luck. Right, obviously not. No one's interested in super rare goalkeepers from. You can't own a card with that face. Well, I don't mind owning a card if it makes me prize money. Let's get rid of him then, so you don't have to see his face. Omar Mascarell. I think people are missing the trick with this boy. Schalke captain, been injured, coming back. I own his unique. I own his super rare. I think this guy's got it what it takes. He'll be a dark horse this season. Cheap and cheerful, 0.03. Who wants a Schalke captain for 0.03? Is anybody out there still? No. Right. Let's get rid of him then. And let's move on to Adopt Jots. Handpicked card of the night. Diego Armando Maradona. Someone asked me on Twitter about him, what's the attraction to him? Because there isn't any current utility for coach cards. I don't know whether that might be implemented in a month, 6 months, 12 months. The recent AMA suggested that there would be utility added for coach cards in the future. Look, it's Maradona. It's not Maradona when he was at Napoli, and I think if it was a Maradona at Napoli legend card, you'd be seeing, cards trade hands, pretty high prices. In the same way that we saw Beckham, it was at PSG. If Beckham was at Man United, then I think we'd have a lot more of a hype for his cards. But you can't do anything with it other than collect it. You guys have got to make the call as to whether or not you think Sorare is going to be the platform of choice for people that like this type of game, this type of collecting platform. And if so, then there aren't going to be that many Maradonas. And so if you want to own one of those Maradonas, then this is the way to do it. I think I own 3 or 4 Maradonas right now. So just lightening the load. What am I asking for it? 0.666. Yeah, so I'm going to keep a couple back because I'm pretty certain that at some point the coach will have some sort of function. I'm actually hoping that there'll be a link between his nationality and cards that I've got in my collection of similar nationality, so there might be some bonuses to be had there, but at this stage I'm just speculating. Right, Joshua Goodfriend, 0.03. I think this chat is slow. Yeah, when he passes away, well, God knows how he's still alive, to be fair. I mean, the amount of stuff he's chucked up his hooter over the past 3 or 4 decades, and, who knows how he's managed to still function and continue to carry on as coach. But look, I think we've all enjoyed, whether you've watched him live, whether you watched him on TV, whether you've watched just clips of him in the past, he is an icon of the game. So, Sorare have produced his cards, and hopefully at some point they might give a little bit of utility benefit to you in tournament teams. Sorry, if I've made a mistake on allocating a card to someone, let me know. 0.03, Joshua, that last one. Let me know what that one was for. Maybe missed it. Was that for Mascarell? If it is, then just let me know, and I'm happy to accept that for Mascarell. Okay, so that's my take on Maradona cards. I've got a couple. If you're interested in adding one to your collection, you can DM me as well. Another goalkeeper from the J League. I think he was rested this weekend. This guy, for those that do know the J League, is a legend of the J League, is a legend of Japan football. Don't know if his face is slightly nicer for you, Jot. Simple goalkeeper, 35 years old. I'm asking for 0.099. Can't be fairer than that. Anyone wants Sugena-san? If not, we're now down to the final 2. Two more last in the J League. We've got another goalkeeper. Don't complain when you can't find a goalkeeper to put in your team. This guy here, I made a bid to Gav a few weeks back for his unique version. I think this guy's he's got a lot of potential. Unfortunately, he's been out of the team in recent weeks. He was one of the star prizes, or definitely a tier one prize for a couple of weeks. There's a few of him given out. He's recently not been in the team, but again, he could be someone that when he comes back into the team, assuming he does come back into the team, I can't see this card being less than a 1.25, 1.5 ETH card, because at that point, if he is playing regularly, then people aren't going to want to sell him, and if they are, they're going to take advantage of the fact that he's then active. So I'm happy to get a shot of him today for 0.75, or if there's an offer very close to that, let me know. Right, and if not, last but not least today, bringing this auction to a close, and thank you for those that stayed with me. We've just crept over the hour mark, but I think we've kept it pretty quick. Carlinhos Jr. Everyone loves a Brazilian. They always pay more for a Brazilian. 1 of 100 Brazilian as well in a nice orange shirt. There we go. That's definitely worth a premium. 25 years old. Gets his fair share of goals. It's an 85, a 70, a 64 there. I paid 0.225 for him. You see what else is up for grabs. He's probably massively overpriced now. I'm not going to look foolish on this last card, but let's have a look. No, there's none for sale. His unique went for 2.6. Yeah, so again, if there's any offers on this guy, let me know. Gone. All right, well, I think that concludes this evening's activities. If there's anything that people want me to cover off, let me know. I've scrawled some notes down on the pad. So I think the next best thing to do would be for me to update. I'll update this spreadsheet after I go offline with who I think is the buyer and the price that we've agreed on. If anybody then wants to just DM me and we can just make the direct offer in the right way. When will you wear an LFC blockchain jersey? Well, we've still got the Liver Bird proudly presented tonight, always on display. I don't think there is a jersey. I've got my old. Maybe I'll wear the old Jonathan David next time. But how was the format for everybody? Was it something that went smoothly? I mean, we can take this offline or take it back onto Discord and have a chat. But yeah, I'm really happy with the outcome. Looks like there's I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 cards sold at the 60, so 25% success rate, which I think is better than the 10% which is quoted on the secondary markets. Hopefully you all found 0.02 for Chanatip. Yeah, I'll take that. 0.02 for Chanatip, Spaggieri, no problem at all. Very welcome. So yeah, maybe next week we can have an invitation to have, let's say, 6 managers all give up to 10 cards each, maximum 10 cards. We'll have a think about the time, whether it works for everybody or whether we might need to have it a bit later, a bit earlier, so we can hopefully capture people from different time zones as well. But yeah, maybe I'll work towards having something similar for next week. If you'd like me to host it, great. If one of you wants to host it or someone else new wants to take charge, then yeah, please run with this idea and allow yourself to see if it's a way that you can raise some funds for what you want to do next in the game or outside the game. So can I see the list for sale, please? Yes, Tiger Tenno. If you look in the panels underneath my in the Twitch channel, I've got a Excel link on it, and it's also on my Twitter link as well. So you just have to click the list and you can take a look. Hopefully, let's see if I can. Copy. I'll see if I can whack it in the chat. Perhaps should have done that earlier. Sorry. There we go. I'd be keen to have €10 guys. No chef has some MLS he could offer. Happy for you to run. He's been good. All right, good. Well, look, thanks again for joining in. I appreciate it, everyone. Well, it's a lot of people Saturday nights. And again, welcome any feedback afterwards. Good luck to all your teams in the tournaments this week. Not too much luck for you, Dot Jot. Just enough for you to finish a maximum of second. And also thank you all for your custom. So I should have perhaps written these down, but I know Hibby, I've seen Jimmy. I should go back. Spaggiari. You know, all the customary thanks to people. Josh. Who else we got? Two Thumbs, do you pick up anything? Your Gata Watch as well. Anyone that's bought a card off me tonight, thank you very much indeed. And I wish you success with these cards, and I look forward to receiving your offers in due course. So have yourselves a safe evening and talk soon. Enjoy the MLS games tonight, Dot Jot. Take care.